is the parent object. Techila training new trainees is the child object. And what we are going to do is we will start a new we'll create a new object. We are going to call this one Techila training new. We'll call this one as the teachers. So we have the teachers who are going to be giving the training, and we are going to call that one. So that's the trainees one, and this is the teachers one. And we create, we are just by default, we are going to leave everything as is and save. Okay. Here we're going to call it as teachers. So new custom object is created, right? Teacher's name. We are going to create the few people. We are going to create few fields here in this. We'll see number of years of experience of the teacher. Take this one to 2. And the next, we're going to create, we are going to pick the date field and when did he join the organization, joined date, right? Just and next, save new, and we're going to take which are all the areas that he or she is having the expertise. Okay, I'm going to select multi-pick list. Area of expertise or areas of expertise. So we're going to say Java, Python, Salesforce. Then we're going to say JavaScript. Then we're going to say JavaScript, HTML. Okay, so few values what we have, and then say take next, and we're going to keep this one available to all the profiles and save it. So we created a new object called Techila training new teachers, and so whenever we are going to create a many to one relationship, from which object we are supposed to start from? We are supposed to start from the detail object. Detail object means many side of the object. So as the number of teachers can be many, right, for a particular batch, because there can be many courses or whatever. So we are considering that new teachers is the many side. So what we do is we start from the Techila training new teachers. We create a new field here, and we create a master detail relationship. That's the option we are taking, and click next. And it is related to Techila training new. That's the parent object. That's the master. Next. And so Techila training new. Child is the teachers, and we are going to leave it. And if you take a look at it, this will become mandatory automatically. We will see that. And here we have few of the options: read and allow users with at least read and write access to the master record to create, edit, and delete, right? So there are multiple options which you can go through, and whether it has to be included in the report or not. That's what it is. And we say next. And we will include this in all the profiles. Next. And we will include it on the page layout. Next. And we will include in all the page layouts that what we have, and save it. Right? So we have created, if you take a look at it, we have created a new object, and we have created and it shows master detail. It is to the new. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, we will go back to, now what we need to do is we need to go to the setup. We need to bring this object to the application. So we go to the tab, click on tabs, click new, and Techila training new teachers. Pick something, task, and next. And it's visible to all the profiles. Click next, and it's available on all applications, and save it. Okay, so we have saved it. Yeah, teachers has come. Go to the teachers. Now I try to create new. Now, if you take a look at it, teacher's name, let's say that it is Sudha. Experience is 15 years of experience. Join date is June 1st or whatever. And because we selected the multi-select pick list, so it gives you the option. You know, you must be very much familiar with this. So I can say that this person is Java. And here, this is more like the lookup thing, but what it has is, it has made this one as mandatory, right? So you have to understand that in the master detail relationship, when you are looking to the master, the child thing, it becomes mandatory. So you click on this, it shows you the first, second, and I think these are the only two records what we have. I select second and see. Okay, and I come back to the teachers. Experience. Okay, I'll say new experience. Yeah, okay. So save it. Shows you the training in batch and 15 years of experience, and we'll create more feature. Yeah, see, it's that you have to enter, and we will enter the second batch. So we have two records, and the second batch we have Madhu and Sudha, are two teachers are there. you go and click on the second batch, and then you take a look at the related. You do see that these are the two trainees, right? Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Guys, are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
So this is how you create the one-to-many relationship, right? Or many-to-one relationship. So now you go back, what are all the differences? I'll just open up. I will just open up the new page, and I will also come to the, we don't need this. We will come to the teachers and open up the new, right? And if you see, right, the difference is in the lookup relationship. In the lookup relationship, the teacher Techila training new is not mandatory, whereas here the Techila training new is mandatory. In a master detail relationship, this is one of the things that happens. So the field becomes mandatory. You can make it mandatory in lookup also, but by default, it is not mandatory. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Point number one. And point number two, please make a note of all these things. Okay. It will be very, very important when you are going to give an interview. And the second one is when you come to the sharing settings in OWD, right? You scroll down. Now, if you take a look at it, Techila trainees is public read and write. You can change anything. For example, if you want to come and you take a look at this and you go to the Techila trainees, you can change the value. It has public, private, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as you do edit, you don't see the Techila training new teachers, okay, which you would have seen if I cancel it out and you come back. Techila training teachers, when it is not editable, you will see the value, it is controlled by the parent. Why controlled by the parent? Because in the master detail relationship, the sharing setting is controlled by the parent. The parent happens to be the Techila training new. So that means this is also private. It becomes automatically private. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So that is the second difference that what you have to remember. One, it becomes mandatory. Two, the sharing setting of the child will become, it will be controlled by the parent, right? That is the second one. The third one is you come to the second batch, and that is the parent. And if I delete this, okay, if I delete this and go back to the teachers, both the teachers are gone. Whereas if you take a look at the trainees, they will be intact because it is having a lookup relationship. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So these are the three major differences that you have to remember. They will call it as either loosely coupled, lookup is a loosely coupled, and master detail is tightly coupled. So what does it mean? It means when you say loosely coupled, if you delete the parent, the children will not get deleted. When tightly coupled, if the parent master is deleted, the detailed records will be automatically deleted. Okay. So this is how you create the master detail relationship. There is not much of a difference between lookup and the master detail. They look the same, and this is how we create. Okay. Now, I'm not going to create the junction object. Do you want me to show many-to-many relationship, or you guys will take it as a hands-on experience and you will try to create it? Okay. I'm going to give that as an exercise for you people to create a junction object between a job and an application, a job application and applicant. A job application, there can be many job applications, and for each of the job application, many applicants can be there. And similarly, an applicant can apply to many jobs, correct? So I want you to take this as a scenario and create many-to-many relationship, the junction object, how it works, and go from there. Okay. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And one more thing that I want to show. Let me. So the one more difference I want to talk about. I'm going to the master object and I'm going to the fields and relationship, and I click new, and you can see that there is a roll-up summary field, right? This will be available only in the master detail and it will be available on the master. You click next. So I will say sum of teachers or total number of teachers. Now click next. So what do you want? I want how many teachers are going to be there in second batch. I would say that it is count teachers, and summarize the object is the teachers object, and I will say count, right? And click next. So this roll-up summary field will be available only when you have master detail relationship. Otherwise, it will not be available. And it is available on the master. Click next. And save it. Okay. So it is. Okay, it did it. Let's see, right? And it created roll-up summary and pick list and the total number of teachers, and we will see. So we are going to the, I have to go to the teachers. Click new. So I will add the records back. Location of the training is missing. Okay. So I just added it. It did not allow me to save it because we might have changed something, created the record. So I'll come back to the teachers and create new. And experience 15 years, joining date is June 1st, Java, third batch, and save it. It saved it, and let's go to the trainings. You can see the total number of teachers is 1. If I go back and add one more teacher, if I add one more teacher, so now I added one more teacher, I go back to this, I refresh this. It will automatically become true. So there is another thing that the difference between the master detail and the lookup is, in the master detail, you get the roll-up summary field on the master, where you can be able to, there are 4 functions, right? Count, sum, minimum, and other one is aggregate or something like that, right? Or max or whatever. So you need to take a look at those 4 values, which you can be able to get it. And that can be directly placed onto the master detail, master object, right? But if you have to do the same thing in lookup, you have to write a trigger, or you have to write a flow, or some of those things that you have to do. You have to customize it. You cannot get it automatically. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
This is the
Yes, sir.
This is the 4th one, right? So we covered the lookup and we covered the master detail. We'll go a little bit more deeper into another one. The one that, like, what I want to show you is the dependent pick list. Okay. So let me go to the Techila trainings. Yeah. So let's say, what is a dependent pick list? The dependent pick list is nothing but there will be a parent pick list. The best example that I can think of is the country and the states, or state and the capital. For example, Karnataka capital is Bengaluru, Maharashtra is Mumbai. Rather than making the user to type in and make mistakes, typos, right? What you do is you basically make a dependent pick list. If you select Karnataka, the value that it can get is only Bengaluru, right? Similarly, when you take Maharashtra, then it should get Mumbai only, right? So that you avoid typos, data entry that you can do it. So how do you do it? It's already been done. I will show it to you. Now we have two types of pick list. I created it yesterday. I created yesterday 2 type of pick list. So let's okay. Let me create it again so that you understand. Hopefully it allows me to delete it. Okay, so we have seen already the training courses, right? There are training courses which we have created yesterday, the pick list, and the pick list values are Salesforce, Python, Java, JavaScript, and all. Now, these courses are not conducted everywhere. They are conducted in particular location. So let's take that as an example. Okay, so how do I do it? I come here. For example, Java is conducted in Bengaluru and Chennai, and Salesforce is conducted in Hyderabad and Mumbai, right? So we want to it's a rude example, but take that as an example, so that when you select Salesforce, it should give only 2 locations. When you select another course, it should give some other location. How do we do it? First, we create a new pick list. Okay, so I'm going to call that one again single pick list. I'm going to call it as training location and enter the values. I'm going to enter the values: Hyderabad, Chennai, Bengaluru, then Mumbai. Right? Let's go with one more thing. Okay, and that's about it. I create the pick list here. Click next, add it to the save. So I added. Now, depending upon the course that you select, it should give me the location. How do I do it? So to do that, you need to go to the field relations and simply click on field dependency. Click new. It will say controlling field. So here the controlling field, it will show you which is the pick list that is going to control. I know that courses is going to control. What is the dependent pick list? And I need to select the location, right? And then continue. So it will give you sort of like, this you will see in 1 or 2 places, the matrix type of a thing. If you take a look at, if you read it properly, here it shows you all the locations and the top line shows the courses, correct? So this is the controlling and this is the controlled. So for each of the controlling, the controlled fields are given, okay? So I want to select for Salesforce, it is available. So here you just need to click one time, Hyderabad, and then so you need to put control. If you want to select both of them, it is available in Hyderabad and Chennai. And then Python is available in Bengaluru and Mumbai. And Java is available in Pune. And let's take JavaScript is available Hyderabad and Pune. I don't know whether, yeah. So now once you select it, it makes it in purple. To include the values, you have to first click on the include values. So it has to turn yellow. Once it turns yellow, so Apex is there. Apex is available in all the places, right? So you can previous. Is there a next? There is nothing next. Previous, you have selected it and you saved it. One controlling field, none, it is not there. So I'm going to leave it like this. So now it shows you that the training location is basically training courses is the controlling field of the training location. Okay. So I come back to my screen. I'm closing all of them so that there's no confusion. So we go and take, which is the one, the trainees. I think that's where we added. Did we add it in the trainees or which one? Training new. We added in the training new. Okay. So Techila trainings. Click new. So here it shows training courses and the training location. Actually, it is reversed. We will change it, right? So what we do is we will play with the page layout. second. We are already there. Go to the page layout and go to the demo manager. This is the page layout which we are using. So here I want to location of the training. So I want to okay. So training courses is the controlling, location is the control field. So we do that. Someone save. We come back to the Techila training new name, right? Click on new. Yeah, so you can see that, right? View all dependencies, which you click first, click on the Techila training name. That is the first batch, because we deleted it, and click on, so Salesforce, it will show you Hyderabad and Chennai. If you select Python, it will show you Bengaluru and Mumbai, right? If you select Apex, it will show you all the values. This is what is known as the dependent pick list. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right? So the dependent pick list is basically to improve the productivity, and you might call in different languages different thing. Here it is called the dependent pick list. Okay. Okay. So this is what we have seen. We have seen the roll-up summary, master detail relationship, and other things. Now, can you stop share this thing, please? We will talk about it and then we will restart. Manu, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you stop recording? So we're going to talk about the lookup filter. What does that mean? When you go to the child, like let's take the teachers. So I want to make sure that whenever I am creating I'm trying to select the master, right? I want to make sure that if the record contains batch only those records should appear in the drop down. The other records should not appear, right? So, or a condition, or I can make one more thing. I can make one more thing here. Let's add in the first batch and the batch in the Techila trainings. Let us add another field. Make it a little bit more meaningful. So come to the Techila trainings. I am adding a field called whether the training is active or not. If it is closed, I just want to say that it's so. I have something called a radio button. It is roll-up summary and the checkbox, right? Active, right? Active is always checked. And next, save. Okay, I created whether the course is active or not. Let's take a look at the Techila trainings. First batch. So the active, I just want to make it is active and save it. Again, I just want to make the third batch also active and save it. Okay, I have made both the trainings are active. Think that. Okay, and so what I want is, I want to, when I select from my trainees, they come and select, I just want to make sure that only the active batches they appear. Okay, so how do I do it? That is called the lookup filter. So I go to the Techila training new trainees. And I go to the fields. I have a lookup relationship. So I click on that, edit it. And here you see that there is something called lookup filter, right? I just click on this lookup filter and I would say that Techila training new active insert operator equals value equal to true, right? Required. So this becomes filter type will become required. The user must enter the value. Value does not exist or does not. If it does not display the error message, right? And this is what I'm going to do. And enable this filter. You have to enable the filter and you save it. I will come back and talk to you about this. So I've created a lookup filter, right? Where did I go? I went to the detail object. I went to the lookup field and I created the lookup filter. Okay. So now I made it active. I go to the Techila training new trainees, right? So that's the object. Techila training new trainees. So trainees is a new object and I create new. And if I look at it, if I click on this, it shows both of them because both of them are active. Okay. Now I come back. I will make the first batch as inactive. So that means it is not active. I saved it. I come back here. Techila trainees, new. And if you take a look at it, the first batch does not appear. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right? This is called lookup filter. What did I do? So what I did is, I do not want to display all the records that are there in the master or in the parent. I want to filter out those records that meet the criteria, right? And so what I did is I went to the child object, Techila training news, Techila training new trainees, and I went to the lookup filter field. I created something called lookup filter, and where I said, if the parent, I know the field on the parent, that is the active is the field, and if it is true, then only display in my drop down, else do not display it. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
right? So that way so as the name says very clearly, lookup filter is basically to filter out the records of the records that you want to see, not all the records that are there in the database. Okay. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can play with the lookup filter, and if you want to add something new, you can add it. Okay. So you can add. Now automatically active will become, because that is checked. Fourth batch, training courses, Salesforce, and Hyderabad. And save it. Now you can select the fourth batch here. Now if you delete it, and if you, this is one thing that what you have to, you have to type in. Now it was showing only one value. It started showing both the values because first time it is not cached. So that's the reason why it will show whatever is cached. So you have to type in and you will get, you won't get the first one. So if you want to get the first one, you just have to go and take a look at this and then activate, make it active, save it. You come back here. Now, if you take a look at it, you get the first batch, fourth batch, and the third batch. This is called the lookup filter. Okay. Now, the next one we are going to talk about is the formula field. Okay. The formula field is a very, very important field. It is used in many places. It is very powerful, and it is basically to add. So you don't have to do some sort of a formula thing. You will automatically add the value, and you have some sort of a business requirement where you can be able to do the formulas, so that the best example is the age, right? You give the date of birth and what is your age. Instead of you typing age, you take out from today to your date of birth, and it will give you the number of years and things like that. Rather than giving the date of birth and then asking him to enter the age, might make mistakes, right? Sometimes you may make mistakes, typos, or whatever it is. So that is one of the classic examples that what I can think of, right? For our training purposes, let us do a simple one. Let's go to the Techila training. And training courses we don't have. We will add one date field here in the Techila training new, and then we will play with it. Okay. So how do I do it? I'll go to the Techila training object manager. Techila training new. Okay. So I'm going to add a field called course start date. Okay, it's the date field, and say next. Say next. And save a new. And I would say I will add one more field. Okay, I will add a formula field, and the label is course end date. Just for our this thing. So I would say that course end date is, it's a date field. And here I'm going to say, this is how the formula field things works. Course end date is from the start date, we add 20 days. That is the course end date. Okay. So I click on insert new, go to the training, and I will say the course start date, insert. You can use the operators. It is always advisable, plus 20. So course end date is 20 days for all the courses from the start date. I don't want to be calculating. I want the system to calculate. Check the syntax. So no errors. Everything is fine, right? And where is next? Okay, next is coming here. I click on this, and it is available on all the things, and next, and save. So Techila training new, we go here. I'm going to create a new record, 5th batch, training course, JavaScript, training location is Hyderabad. Oh, I should have deleted this. Okay, let's make this one Hyderabad. And course start date, let's take that it is June 1st and save it. Okay, course start date. Why is it not appearing? Yeah, I don't know why it did not appear. If you take a look at it, course start date, I entered it as 6/1/2022, and course end date, it automatically calculated, added 20 and made it to 6/21/2022, right? So this is how the formula field works. And remember that the formula field, if you edit it, the course end date will not be, it is showing it, you cannot edit it. There is no way that you can do anything on this. Okay, you change this one to 6/7 and save it. It automatically changes to 6/27. So there are many things that you can do using the formula fields. The simplest one that what I have shown is there is that course end date. Yeah. So if you take a look at it, there are many things that you can do using the formula fields, right? And what you have seen is a very, very simple formula field that what I have created. And there are many, one second. There are many things. What did it happen? Why did it happen? Okay. Yeah, if you go and click on the advanced formula thing, you see the functions, right? There are many functions here. You can use, you have to use all these things. There are people who work only on configuration, but they are very, very, very good in this in this configuration, especially the formulas and validation rules and all. So here you can say contains. It will give you the syntax. Okay, what to do, what is the thing, text, and then the compare text. And you can help on this function. You can go for each one of them. Date value, it gives you a function. Distance, right? And is null. There are many things, right? Max value, is null value, not all these things. There are many functions that are given here. You have to go through each one of them. I'm not expecting you to go through each one of them, but you have to understand that whenever you are creating a formula, how you can be able to create a formula field, and you go from there. Does it make sense, guys? Okay. Yeah. So this is how you create the formula fields. So then we'll come to the next one. The validation rule. Let us take that the course start date cannot be less than today's date. How do I do it? I can create a validation rule. Click new and course start date can't be less than today. Right? It's not allowing me. Can't be less than. Okay. So I can say insert the field training view course start date insert. I can put an operator, right? That is less than and today. Less than. Today. Yeah. No errors found. So if course less than today, if it becomes true, then you can give a message course start date can't be lesser than today's date. Right? Where do you want to show? Whether you want to show it on the top of the page or at the field, that we can this thing. And only when the condition is true, then the message is shown. Okay. And you have to make it active. Save it. Okay. It's not allowing me to. Okay. Right? The apostrophe and all those things are not available. So we just made it active. Okay. Now this is the Techila training view. We come to Techila trainings and we come to the new and let's say 6th batch. And Bengaluru. And here it cannot be less than today, right? So if I say June 1st, it's a course start date cannot be lesser than today's date. Does it make sense, guys? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And make it 30th and save it. So it saved it and it added the formula field which is there and it becomes 720 is the end date, right? So now the question comes here is what happens to the field, the records that what I have already created. Now, if you take a look at it, course start date, end date is not even there, and you edit it, and it all depends upon what is the value. Okay, let's go and take the look at the 4th batch, right? It's not there. 6th, 5th batch. Okay, so if you try to edit it, you have created already the record, you edit it and you try to save it, it will throw an error. It will not throw an error for the records that are already, or it will not correct the values that are already there, but only when you come and try to edit it, it will throw an error and it will give you that, okay, these things you have to change it. So this cannot be 630th. So if I make it 7.1, and save it, it changes and it makes it to the formula filter. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.